Hey guys, I am sort of late on this video because this week is my final week of the semester and I have some final exams on Thursday, so I want to give myself a little bit of a break. But I'm here to talk about a really important and serious topic that's happening in Nigeria right now, getting a lot of people stirred up on the YouTube sector. So, as some of you have probably heard by now, many of you might not have heard this because, of course, the mainstream media isn't going to talk about it. All right, but as some of you might have heard by now, a Chinese man is being made chief in Nigeria. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the last time I checked, um, chief is the highest ranking leader or general in an African military. Again, I might be wrong on that. It would be very nice if you could elaborate more on that on the comment section. But when you hear stories like this, all right, when I hear stories like this, I understand why many African Americans, why many of those in the African diaspora, especially who label themselves ADOS, I'm sure many of you know what that is by now. Um, I understand the reason why they are reluctant to return to the motherland is because many of their leaders in Africa, many of these African leaders, are corrupt. All right, they care about other nations of people more than their own people. And what many in the African diaspora are so scared about is that they are going to be mistreated in their own homeland, which is happening right now. As the Chinese are taking over many parts of Africa, they're mistreating the African people there. All right, and another thing they're scared of is that their leaders could set them up for another form of slavery, this time to the Chinese. The white man has was the one who enslaved um, Africans during the transatlantic slave trade. So the Chinese could be the one this time to in enslave American people, and it will. If that ever happens, it's not going to be the first time, because if you look at history, long before European arrival in Africa, the Chinese and the Arabs have been enslaving Africans for a while, like some 360,000 Africans. Again, I might be wrong in that. I'm just basing off of what I remember reading, but again, correct me on that if I'm wrong in that on the comment section. But yeah, lots of really fucked up stuff that's happening in Africa. It's a really sad thing that African people can't rule over their own homeland is because these other nations of people are coming in, continuing the colonization of Africa. You know, the public school system will lie to you that Africa has independence and that many of these European nations left Africa when they really did not. Because as I've said on previous videos, we have many African nations who are still paying their debts to France, which is again a really fucked up thing. And then you have Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, whom I call the incest couple, because if you do your research, if you actually do your research, Meghan Markle is actually the 15th cousin of Prince Harry. But as I'm saying, the incest couple is planning on relocating to Africa, and that will be another topic for another video. But based on what based on the articles I read about that, the main reason why they're relocating to Africa, which many African people are not really happy of, is because they want to continue um, taking advantage of and extracting the resources in Africa to bring back to Great Britain and make Great Britain prosper. So, yeah, um, I I have a close friend from Nigeria. Me and her have back and forth conversations about what's happening in Africa. I tell her all the stuff that's happening in Nigeria, and she told me that there are Chinese restaurants in Nigeria that only allow Chinese people but prohibit Nigerians, which is really fucked up. And this is not the first time I've heard something about this. A while ago, some of you might have heard about this Chinese restaurant in Nairobi, Kenya, that prohibited local Kenyans from entering to the restaurant um, after a certain point, because after a certain time, because they're afraid that they might be part of a terrorist group. And when authorities barged into the restaurant to arrest those Chinese people and conduct an investigation, that Chinese restaurant wasn't just a Chinese restaurant, but it also turned out to be a brothel, and they also found a bunch of dog meat, which doesn't surprise me because we all know by now that these Asians, these Chinese people, they love eating dogs and cats, which is really gross and disgusting. So yeah, I well, the solution I think that should happen is I think many people within the continent of Africa need to wake up to this, and they really need to impeach and overthrow their leaders and replace their leaders with new leaders who can really do something, take action to drive out these colonizers, these Europeans and Chinese out of the motherland, because they are really recolonizing Africa again, and this time the Chinese are acting and behaving much worse than the Europeans. So they are the ones especially that needs to be kept out of Africa. But yeah, this is my whole take on the fucked up situation, where you have a Chinese man being made chef in Nigeria. And like I said, these no good leaders need to be overthrown. They need to be impeached. And I hope that they will be replaced by new leaders who know what's best for the African people and the motherland. I'm heating up some tea right now, so I have to go tend to it. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys stay in touch with everything that's going around you. I hope you get, stay in touch with the latest news and updates. And I'll see you guys in the next video.